All right, morning, or afternoon, or evening. I mean, I usually start with that on my streams, but this isn't a stream, so I don't know why I'm starting with morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you're having a good one. Today is one of those special extra uploads I do sometimes when a game that I enjoy releases some sort of new content that is worth reacting to. I do it with like the League videos sometimes. I do like Magic set reviews, although I stream those. So I did it for like some Dark Tide content, and I think I did it for season 1 of PoE 2. I'm not sure if I did season 2. I don't. I might have done season 3. I'm not really sure. I might have watched season 3 with a friend of mine. Either way, we're gonna watch the season 3. This is gonna be like this is the full 40. Oh, you can't see because I'm in the way. Give me a second. Yoink myself just so you can see. This is the 40-minute one. So this is the long ass video. So they're going to show the trailer for Last of the Druids, which I haven't seen. Then we're going to see they're going to go through all the extra content, and then when we get to the packs, the like when you pay for the outfits and stuff, I'll probably stop because I don't really do the whole pay for cosmetics. If I had the dollars, GGG, I would honestly consider at least a package a year, right? Maybe not every season, but at least every year I would buy one of their creator packages. But I do not have the dollary dues, so I tend to avoid that side of things. But everything else, I'm fucking here for. So season 1, what did we do? We did what was it? Lightning Merc and Shockwave Totem Warrior. Shockwave Totem Warrior, I had no idea, and it fucking sucked because I was bad. Lightning Merc worked, and that was cool. And then season 2, we tried the Huntress, which didn't work for us, and we tried another Merc this time with ballistas and stuff, but not like the good ballistas, the shitty ballistas, the pinning ones, and all that crap. And that sucked as well because we're bad. Season 3, we did Frost Archer and finally worked out how fucking to do that. And we did Hollow Palm Monk because they were two of the new things we wanted to try. Hollow Palm Monk was cool, but we kept accidentally teleporting into like an invulnerable pack and getting our ass blasted open. So we didn't do that as much. The Frost Archer was actually probably the best build we've ever just come up with on the fly. So, we're on the back of that one. So that was really good. We got up to like max tier maps. We didn't do any pinnacle bosses because I'm a fucking coward. But did we? Actually, no, I think we did do some pinnacle bosses. I think I actually managed to do the Arbiter of Flame on that character. Like tier 1, not the hard tier. But I think I was doing some pinnacle bosses. I just didn't do them on stream. I was doing them with a friend of mine who was playing as well. Me and him play a lot. So he's actually he has spammed me with a wall of text about this update. And I have to wait till I watch this fucking video before I can read it. He just fucking went for it. So, we're going to start with... I've been blathering on now for like 3-4 minutes and nothing's happened. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to hit play. I'm probably not going to pause. I tend not to unless something crazy happens. We will be playing Druid when this comes out. Day of. I will also have an offline character that I level. I don't know what I'm playing for that yet, but we will 100% be playing some version of Druid. So let's see what we've got to pick from.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2, and welcome to GGG Live.
How you doing?
Today we're going to show you an exclusive reveal for what's coming next for Path of Exile 2.
Alright, let's see what we got.
Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream, so you'll be able to claim your Verdant Wilds dodge roll effect by following the instructions below.
I wasn't.
Now today, it's finally time to show off a new class that we know everyone in the community's been waiting for.
Druid!
So let's roll the trailer for Path of Exile 2, The Last of the Druids.
Alright, let's see what we're working with. A naked man. Cool.
Well, what have we got here then?
Who are these guys?
Fella. Hey, we're talking to you.
I asked you a question.
Okay, werewolf, bear.
What's wrong with him?
So wolf, bear, anything else?
He's lost his bloody mind.
It's just the bear again. Yeah, we saw this, the slam stuff. Okay. Here's the wolf. I might have to do wolf. I really might have to do... Oh, you get packs? Oh, I might have to do wolf. I think we might be doing wolf druid. What is that? You can be a drag... Is that a... That's a wyvern, isn't it? Dragons have 4 legs. This has 2 legs and wings, so it's not a dragon, it's a wyvern. That looks sick. Okay. This is very druid focused. At least the trailer is, but obviously that's the class everyone wants.
Evil.
December 12th. What is December 12th?
Now, as you can see,
I
the
need to
druid
check,
is a
fuck.
shape-shifting elemental spellcaster.
Uh-huh.
After his fellow druids were destroyed by the King in the Mists, the
Yeah.
druid lost his humanity in the forests of Ogham, where he wandered for years as a beast. Now, finally reawakened, he's determined to find his lost wife and
Next
regain
Friday.
his humanity.
Oh,
The druid has been
That
one of the
sounds like a
hardest
way to
classes
waste my
for us to
weekend.
design. As well as having human spells,
We'll probably
he has
play
3
that whole
animal forms,
weekend.
and we wanted to make sure that there were interesting combos between all of them.
okay.
The druid is our first hybrid strength and intelligence class.
Nice.
That means he needs to have the ability to use spells and attacks.
Yeah.
As a human, the druid typically uses magical staves to harness the powers of the earth and the natural world.
Okay.
One of the first skills you will learn is the ability to create small volcanoes from the earth. This skill spits out balls of magma at your enemies, and will
Okay.
continue to do so for some time. While the volcano is active, turn into an animal and wade into melee range. Many of the skills you use as a human last for a significant period of time, giving you a good chance to turn into an animal and rage out.
Okay.
But how do you turn into an animal, you may ask? Well, the answer is a new weapon type that druids use, animal
Talisman.
talismans. When you equip an animal talisman, you can choose which animal form you would like the talisman to represent.
Okay.
Depending on what you choose, you'll be given that animal's basic attack as a new skill to equip. For a bear, that's Maul. To turn into a bear, simply use the skill. Your character will instantly transform into a bear and attack.
Okay, cool.
If you want to change
Cool,
back to a
that's
human,
nice.
just cast a spell.
Bit,
You will
that's
instantly
smooth, I
swap
like
back and
that.
cast it. We wanted to make sure that swapping between forms was seamless and immediate.
Yeah.
Changing forms should be
I like
something
that.
you do without even thinking about it all the time in battle. In order to allow for hybrid melee and caster gameplay, most of the skills you use in your human form last for some time and aid your animal skills in some way.
Okay, cool.
The volcano we used earlier will emit more molten balls whenever you hit it with a slam, making it perfect for use with your bear form's furious slam.
Okay.
While in bear form, many of your abilities use rage. There are a lot of ways to generate rage, but the easiest one is simply smash your enemies with Maul. Once you see the
Okay.
runes on your back glowing, it means you have enough rage to do a much more devastating version of your furious slam.
Okay, cool, cool. And there's obviously
Your
the
bear
red
form
bar, you can
also
see it
go
just
on a
down
rampage,
like
stomping the ground as you demolish
like
your
there.
foes.
That red bar is definitely the rage.
The more rage you have, the longer the rampage lasts, and doing it over a volcano makes it even better.
Yeah, because it erupts every time you slam around it. Okay.
As you consume rage, your bear form will generate endurance charges, and these can be used with skills like Ferocious Roar.
Okay.
Ferocious Roar is a war cry that empowers your subsequent attacks to break your opponent's armor. The more
Ah.
endurance charges you have when you use it, the
Armor
more
break's
empowered attacks
never
you'll
been
get.
good for me,
But
though.
Ferocious Roar has another special feature too. It's a meta gem that allows you to socket any Warcry gem from another class into it, giving you the ability to use these skills as a bear.
Ah, that's cool.
Use the Warrior's Infernal Cry skill to make your enemies explode.
That's cool. I like that. This does look really
Or
fucking
use
sick,
seismic Venom to
right?
stun your enemies and double up the number of slams you do.
Maybe we just double Druid
You can even
it.
use it with Ancestral Call, a skill that turns you into the fire god Cow. Ever wondered what the Karui god of war would look like if he was a bear? Well, wait no longer. Finally,
Okay.
build up enough rage and you can use one of the bear's ultimate abilities, Walking Calamity. This skill summons a storm of fire around you for some time, while generating even more rage to power your other abilities. A true bear apocalypse.
Okay,
Now,
that
the
is
bear is known for
cool.
being a slower and more lumbering animal, with slower attacks and heavy slams. But what if you want to turn into something a little more nimble? Well,
Werewolf.
let's check out the second animal form for the druid, wolf form.
Yep. This
For the wolf form,
might
you
be
want
what
it to
we
go
try.
fast and furious. Even just the wolf's basic attack will leap forward and rake his foes. After attacking, the wolf stands up on 2 legs, but after running for a short time, he goes back on all 4s, allowing to move more quickly between packs of enemies.
Okay.
The wolf has a lot of cold attacks based on his association with the moon, and the first of these is Lunar Assault. It's great for freezing your enemies in place.
Okay.
After
We
they're
might be
frozen,
doing ice
use your
again.
basic rake attack to knock shards of ice off your enemies, which land on the ground nearby and explode. If you want to get into battle
Look
quickly,
like it's doing a
you can use
massive
your
amount of
pounce
damage.
attack. This skill leaps at a target and applies a mark to them. Killing the marked enemy will summon a wolf minion to your side, allowing them to fight with you.
Okay.
Mark and kill as many enemies as you can to build up a sizable pack. While an enemy is marked, your wolves will prioritize that target and do more damage the more wolves you have. So make sure you keep your pack strong. Now, one problem you might run
they
into
will
is your
just
wolf
die.
pack dying in boss fights.
Yeah.
You often don't have any enemies that you can mark and kill in order to regenerate your pack. To deal with this problem, you can use Cross Slash. Cross Slash jumps backwards and does a vicious double slash. Any marks on your target explode and triggers their abilities.
Okay.
This allows you to pounce to mark an enemy and then summon a wolf even without killing it. Cross Slash also has another feature though. Remember those ice fragments from before? Well, Cross Slash will propel any ice shards on the ground towards its central target. First, freeze your enemies with Lunar Assault. Then rake them to create as many ice fragments as you can. Then follow up with Cross Slash to generate a field of icy explosions to obliterate your enemies.
I wonder if you're supposed to use just spell levels or weapon damage on this one, because the
If they're
focuses
still
don't
alive after
have
that,
damage
your
on
pack
them.
of wolves can finish them off.
So I guess you're still a spellcaster even when in melee form? I wonder how
Just
that's
like
going
with
to
the
work.
bear's raw skill earlier that allows you to use skills from other classes, Pounce is also a meta gem that you can socket mark skills from other classes into. So for example, you might want to try adding Freezing Mark from the Monk to Pounce.
Yes,
After
definitely.
pouncing at an enemy, Cross Slash to explode the mark and gain extra cold damage for a time.
That's probably pretty good, yeah.
The wolf has many other ways to go all in on cold though. Using the Arctic Howl Warcry will allow you to add cold damage and chilled ground to any slam, while buffing your pack of wolves as well. You can also use it to freeze enemies that are close to being frozen, making it much faster to use your other combos. Finally, the wolf also has the ability to call down the power of the moon to transform into an Arctic werewolf with Lunar Blessing. In this form, you move and attack more quickly and deal extra cold damage. Consuming Rage will extend the duration of your Arctic wolf form, so you could try a hybrid bear and wolf build if you want to utilize the skill to its full effect.
It doesn't look like he's doing a massive amount of damage. But I mean,
Alright,
it looks cool.
Let's talk about the third form available to the druid, and I think it's a cool one. The Wyvern.
Yeah, it
The
told you it's a
has
wyvern.
number
It's
of
not a
long-range
dragon.
breath abilities. But that doesn't mean you can't get into melee range when you want to. The basic attack of the Wyvern is Rend. Jump forward into combat and slash your enemies with your lethal talons. If they're close to being stunned, you can blow them off balance with a blast from your wings, causing an explosion of damage.
That's
After the
cool.
battle, though, it's time to feed. Devour the corpses of monsters to create power charges, and this is when the
Right.
Wyvern's abilities really come online. When using Rend, you can consume a power charge to charge up your wings with lightning. Not only does this do a bunch of damage, but it allows you to turn this melee skill into a much larger AoE attack.
Okay.
Once your wings are charged, your Wing Blast will also do lightning explosions for even more damage. If your enemies are close to death, you
So-
need to wait for them to actually die. When you see this blue marker,
So
just devour
bear is
them alive.
endurance charges,
Fresh
this
meat
is
much tastier
power
after all.
charges. Does the wolf not
Alright,
get
so those are
frenzy
some
charge
melee options.
stuff?
But how about range? Well, you wouldn't be much of a dragon if you couldn't breathe fire after all. Rolling
Wyvern.
Magma is the first of the Wyvern's breath attacks.
There you go.
Spit balls of fire that bounce along the ground. These
Yeah,
balls will
counter
trigger
slams.
volcanoes as well, so it's a good idea to cast one as a human right before you start spitting.
Okay.
But that's not all you can spit. You have something a little nastier in that gullet of yours.
Oh, tar.
Spitting a barrage of oil at your enemies will
Yeah.
cover them in a viscous sludge that makes them easier to ignite. If you
Okay.
have power charges, though, plant your wings in the ground and vomit a barrage of lightning-infused projectiles. The more power charges you have, the longer you can do this for. But make sure you keep your foes at range. You're vulnerable to melee attacks while channeling this skill.
Yeah.
In order to help
okay.
with that, let's take a quick diversion back to some of your human abilities. As a druid of Scoth, you have the ability to harness the power of nature to create entangling vines to slow down your enemies.
Okay.
Another
Cool.
of nature's punishments is the thunderstorm. Creating one of these will create periodic strikes of lightning from the sky, and will also make your enemies wet. Why is that useful?
Or
Well, of course,
lightning.
things that are wet are easier to shock.
Yeah.
Use it with lightning damage from your wyvern form to enhance your damage. Making things wet also makes them easier to freeze, so it works nicely with your wolf form as well.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
And you know what else likes water? Plants. Water your plants to give them various extra abilities. Use Lightning Storm with Entangle to make them last longer, and attach more vines to each enemy, slowing them further.
Interesting.
Summon Thrashing Vines to slam at your enemies for a time. Any that are created in water will be larger and deal more damage.
Okay.
Now then,
There's
with
a
our
lot of,
enemies
like,
sufficiently subdued
combos
with
in
our
this.
plants,
I don't hate
time
this,
to really
but-
lay into them with our lightning-infused barrage.
That ability looks sick.
Now, this last wyvern ability is just ridiculous, but we felt like we had to do it.
Okay.
Use Flame Breath to take to the skies and rain down a stream of fire on your enemies. You have wings, so we have to take full advantage of them after all.
Can they hit
So
you
fly
while
around
they can?
and burn in it.
Yeah, they can still hit you while you're doing it. That looks very cool. I hope it actually does a lot of damage. I also love that you burn all of the fucking plants.
Now, there are a
away.
few other skills we didn't cover, but there's one in particular that I think will open up a lot of builds. Spell Totems. Spell Totems are meta gems that let you create a totem that will automatically cast any spell in the game for a time. In
Oh.
order to create one, you will need to spend 3 endurance or 3 power charges.
Okay,
You could
that's...
use them to throw fireballs, summon comets, or shower the area in lightning.
I mean,
Really,
that's
the options are kind of endless. Your
not
bear form
terrible.
can easily generate endurance charges by consuming rage, and your wyvern form can easily create power charges by eating corpses.
There's going to be some way
So
to
it's
make
pretty
that
easy for the
stupid.
druid to get the charges
100%.
needed, but they're also available from quite a few other places as well. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of different spellcaster classes thinking about how best to take advantage of these.
Yeah.
Now, of course, along
Maybe
with the new
we do a
class comes a bunch
spellcaster
of new
with that.
support gems. We've added over 30 new supports throughout the game.
Wow,
And
okay.
I'll show you a few of the cooler ones here. Fan the Flames can be added to any wind skill to spread fire from one ignited enemy to the other enemies behind them.
Okay.
It's great for the Wyvern's Wing Blast. But you can also use it on many other classes with wind skills, like the Twisters on the Huntress, or the Monk's Staggering Palm Projectiles.
Okay.
Accelerated growth causes extra explosive plants to erupt from the ground whenever you grow plants with rain. And Advancing Storm changes
That
storm
kinda-
skills like your Thunderstorm or Tornado to move across the battlefield. It's great for watering plants en masse, or to turn tornadoes into a real disaster by sucking up multiple ground effects as they travel along.
That looks very cool.
And the Sorceress might like to use it with Firestorm as well.
A moving firestorm
Echoing
does
Cry
sound
causes your
cool.
Warcry skills to echo. They will repeat a couple more times with a delay after you use them, giving you more empowered attacks.
Sure.
Use it for the Druid's animal form Warcries, or on the Warrior for a nice power boost. Grounding Shocks causes monsters you shock to turn into living Tesla coils, arcing lightning to nearby enemies. You could use it with your empowered wings for an extra damage boost, but it's also great with any other shocking skill. Try it out with Lightning Spear. It obviously needed more AoE clear.
Yeah,
There's a whole
fucking...
pile more,
Oh
but
my
we'll leave
God,
those for
okay.
you to discover. Now with a new class comes new Ascendancy classes.
Uh-huh.
The Druid will have 2 options for now, with a third being released later. The first class is the Shaman.
Right,
The
which is going to
Shaman
be the
channels
caster.
nature's elemental fury
Yeah.
and can harness rage as a spellcaster, unifying
Oh,
his
interesting.
animalistic and magical tendencies. By allocating Druidic Champion, you gain spell damage the angrier you are, And with Furious Wellspring, you generate rage continuously and can spend it to empower your spells.
Okay.
With the knowledge of the Asmerian Magi, the shaman can harness untapped power from runes and idols. After
Right.
allocating Wisdom of the Magi, you will notice that all runes and idols have extra mods only available to the shaman. These new mods unlock countless new possibilities for enhancing your build.
Interesting.
You can also allocate Bringer of the Apocalypse, allowing you to become a walking natural disaster. After
Okay.
dealing enough elemental damage, storms of all elements rain around you, destroying all who would face nature's fury.
That is very cool.
There are other abilities for the shaman, but I'll just show a few from each class for now. The other druid ascendancy is the Oracle.
Uh-huh.
The Oracle perfected the power of foresight and utilizes this in combat to gain massive advantage.
Okay.
When taking Fateful Vision, you will see visions of your future self using specific skills. If you decide to follow this path by using the skill yourself, it will do significantly more damage.
Interesting.
And with Converging Paths, at a critical moment in battle when a monster is vulnerable to freeze, stun, or electrocution, the Oracle can use Moment of Vulnerability to see a vision of the enemy's future, and then merge it with the current timeline, allowing him to deal damage to both.
Oh, that's cool.
And one of my favorites, when you first become an Oracle, you'll notice over 130 new extra passives appear in the Druid section of the tree.
What?
By allocating
Why?
the Unseen Path, you use your power of foresight to learn from alternate futures and gain skills that would otherwise be unavailable to you.
What?
For example, self-sacrificing allows you to be able to summon more minions by reducing the spirit costs, with the trade-off of making your reservation skills cost more spirit. Or Corruption Endures, which allows oracles to have a small chance to avoid death.
That's
Both the
funny.
Druid Ascendancies offer interesting and unique ways to gain modifiers that no other classes can get, so we're expecting a huge variety of build possibilities from these.
Okay.
Now there are unique talismans for the Druid to use as well. I won't spoil all of them, but this one was particularly cool. Fury of the King turns your bear form into a fire demon, converting most of your damage to fire.
That's
As a demon,
very
you can
cool.
also use Molten Crash, a jumping slam attack that leaves fissures around you. This unique also continuously grants glory, allowing you to use your ultimate abilities more easily.
Okay.
Now, of course, the Druid isn't the only thing we're adding to 040. We still have a bunch more to show.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
every
yeah.
new release, we create a new league with new mechanics, new pinnacle
Yeah.
bosses, and with a new story to tell. And this time is no exception.
And what's the
So
new
let's roll the
endgame
trailer
stuff,
for
right?
the fate of the Vaal.
They said they were going to do new endgame.
The palace of Queen
Okay.
Atziri.
Yeah.
It is a ruin, but in the dark, machines still churn.
Okay. I don't know my
Temple
PoE
has
1
many
league, so...
functions. And with it, a chance to save
Okay,
the
so
Vaal.
this is...
Gateway
right.
through time.
So this is at least that bit, right? I'm going to pause here. So this is, hopefully it's not the same, but in normal PoE 1, you have the thing where Alva takes you to the temple, and then you get to pick different rooms, and you have to like do like it's almost like a time trial. You have to like kill people fast enough and collect the keys to unlock the door to the way you want to go, isn't it? Something like that. So that doesn't look exactly the same, but it looks similar.
Into the past.
There's no timer at the top, but maybe that's because they don't want to show the timer. Oh, not that fucking
Alter
thing
the
again.
temple. Uncover its secrets. You will be rewarded for your sacrifice.
Okay, what is all this stuff give you?
In the deepest chamber, my queen awaits.
I beg of you, hear me. The beast cannot give you what you desire.
You may have studied it, Doriani, but you do not know it like I do. It adores me.
Okay, can I show this on stream?
Come now, give unto me your desire. At last, fulfill my soul.
Okay, that... I mean, I probably don't get that far in the campaign, right? Maybe once or twice I try her out, but...
Hi, I'm Mark
Hey,
Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile.
Okay.
In the Fate of the Vaal League, you will find remnants of the ancient Vaal civilization scattered throughout Rayclast.
Cool.
They seem to attract nearby creatures and affect them strangely.
Right. Like the
After
first
killing
zone.
them, the remnant appears to gain some amount of power, but not enough to fully activate it. It seems you will need to find 5 more of these arcane devices, and sacrifice the monsters you find there to fully activate one.
Okay.
But things don't always go to plan. These devices are old, and sometimes infected by corruption. Twisted versions of ancient Vaal may emerge, and sometimes even stronger foes.
Okay,
On
sure.
fully activating one of the devices, you finally discover its true purpose. A portal opens and takes you deep underground to a lost temple, once the home of Atziri, Queen of the Vaal.
Okay.
What treasures could still be inside? I think you're gonna want to find out. In front of the entrance is a console of some kind, and on activating it, you can see a map of the temple. Atziri's personal chambers are on the far side,
Yeah.
but how could anyone get there? There are disconnected rooms, and the layout doesn't seem to make sense. And that's when you realize the purpose of the ancient devices scattered through Rayclast. The temple is powered by sacrifice, and this energy can be used to modify the very structure of the temple itself. Each time you run the temple, you will be given 6 rooms that you can place, allowing you to craft your own dungeon to explore. Place paths to link up the dungeon, and place rooms beside them full of precious loot. After you are happy with your choices, open the temple and discover the results of your efforts. Each room contains different challenges along with its rewards.
Okay.
On entering a room, the doors will slam shut behind you, and you will need to face the encounter within.
There's no time limit
But
though, right?
choose wisely. It's important where you place the rooms to get maximum returns.
Okay.
For example, when placing a commander, you could just place it anywhere along an existing path, but a much better strategy is to place it next to a garrison of troops for him to command.
Yeah. Because then they get buffed.
With better leadership, the garrison will level up, making the monsters harder, but also more rewarding.
Cool.
Different rooms have different requirements for leveling up. For example, if you want to fully level up a smithy, you will need to supply it with golems from an adjacent golem works.
And then
and
a
hook up a
dynamo.
generator to the power network to supply it with power.
Yeah.
After doing so, the golems will be powered up, making them much more dangerous.
But if you can beat
You don't
them...
need to memorize what interacts with what. When selecting a room, you will be shown the locations that will make other rooms level up, and exactly what effect it will have on the temple. After running the temple, a few of the rooms will destabilize and be removed. It will be up to you to rebuild the temple, adding
Okay.
6 more rooms each time you come back.
So you slowly work
Making
your way
the temple
towards zero.
larger and larger and larger. So, that's the basic functionality of the temple. But
Cool.
there is a lot more. Once Doriani finds out about your travels to Leraval, he will attempt to persuade you to take on a new mission.
What's that?
The temple entrance contains a prototype of the time portal device. It will be able to take you back in time, but only to one specific point. Right before Atziri triggered the cataclysm that destroyed the Vaal.
Okay.
He requests that you go back and attempt to stop Atziri to prevent the Vaal from ever being destroyed.
Well, okay, sure. Is this the pinnacle fight, I guess?
Atziri is on the far side of the temple, so you will need to expand the temple significantly to get to her. And even worse, her chambers can only be unlocked by a room that isn't currently accessible to you. In order to deal with that, you are going to need to visit the architect of the temple.
Yeah.
To get to him, you will need to place path rooms. But while doing so, you will probably want to exploit some of the Vaal technology only available in the past. Once you can travel into the past, a whole new set of rooms are available to you. and they have some pretty insane rewards.
Okay.
At level 1, the corruption chamber can be used to corrupt a single item.
Sure.
But placing it next to a thaumaturge to run the place, and a sacrificial chamber to provide soul energy, you'll be able to level it up. And it's worth it. Because once you get the room to level 3, there are some very nice rewards to be had.
Such as?
In a level 3 corruption chamber, you will find this mysterious device. It has a slot to place an item, and it only accepts items that are already corrupted. What will happen to them?
Double corrupt, I guess?
Well, normally once an item is corrupted, you can't modify it any further. But this device allows you to corrupt your item a second time, adding another enchantment. This has the capability to craft some very powerful items indeed. But be warned, the Vaal are all about taking risks in the pursuit of power.
Can it
There is
destroy
a
your
50%
items?
chance that the item will be destroyed.
Yeah. Well, that's that. I
Each
mean,
room has its own interesting mechanics.
if you've got
and
if you've
rewards
got
when
it
levels up.
spare, sure.
Many of them contain bosses to fight, special drops,
Sweet. Okay.
and in many cases, new crafting opportunities.
Modifies a corrupted skill gem.
For example, a level 3 alchemy lab has a nasty Vaal construct to fight,
Yeah.
but if you can defeat it, you can find new corrupted soul cores. Like Guatalizi's Thesis, which on boots allows you to sacrifice your life to run faster. Or
Interesting.
Sitaqualotl's Thesis, which on gloves will revive one of your minions whenever an offering expires. Get a sacrificial chamber to level 3, and you will need to face a highborn priest of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Defeat him to be able to further corrupt a Vaal unique, modifying it in unpredictable ways. One of the mods of this unique will be removed and replaced with another random mod. For
Okay.
example, this Soul Mantle. It gives you an additional totem, but lowers your totem's life and curses you when they die. By using the machine, this could result in a terrible item if you remove the good mod, but also some amazing items if you replace the downside.
Okay. Cool.
Now,
Yeah.
one extra thing to mention about these Vaal
More
crafting
random
machines.
rolling for god roll stuff.
You don't have to take the items you want to craft into the temple. If you don't
Oh.
have the item you want to craft with you at the time, then clicking this button will allow you to create a currency item instead, allowing you to do the craft later or trade it if you want.
Oh, that's so good.
Now, there are all sorts
Oh,
of
that's
interesting
nice.
rooms you can find in the temple, but the last one I want to show you today is the Flesh Surgeon. A Vaal Flesh Surgeon can be leveled up by placing him next to a high-level synth flesh lab.
Yeah. And a dynamo, sure, to power it up.
But be careful. The Flesh Surgeon has some rather unpleasant experiments in his personal lab.
That looks sick.
Afterwards, you might notice the surgery table just sitting there. The Vaal are great at crafting items. Why not do some crafting on yourself? After laying down, you'll be asked which limb you'd like to replace. Left arm, perhaps your right leg. Each limb can get a different set of random bonuses, so choose wisely.
What?
After getting up from the table, try out your new limb. It seems to work fine, and even perform better than your normal one.
Okay.
Now, there is just one thing with replacing body parts. If you die and are resurrected, your body will return to its natural state. You might need to return to the Vaal Surgeons if you want another robot arm, and maybe get a better one next time.
Is that... That's kind of
Some
cool,
rooms, like
actually.
the
I don't
Commander,
hate that.
Can give you a new type of reward. Medallions that can be used to manipulate the temple in other ways.
Okay.
Using a Queeper-Lartl's medallion will allow you to artificially boost a room,
Oh,
even
okay,
if it
that's
doesn't
cool.
meet the normal requirements to level up.
That you
And
should
a
definitely keep
Queeper-Lartl's
those around.
medallion will stop rooms from destabilizing when you complete a temple, allowing you to guarantee getting a reward a second time.
That's very good.
Great if you want to stock up on double corrupts. Now, with all that aside, time to face the Architect. and you will be in for a fight. Once
I am gonna
defeated,
die to this
you will
boss.
find another console that can be used to modify the temple. But this one is special. It allows you to place new types of rooms with specific rewards. There are rooms with specific uniques, special runes, and currency. But also a few other, more niche crafting experiments. Like this one, that can extract the socket balls back out of an item, at the cost of destroying it.
Oh, that's cool. That's great.
Now, something really important is every league we release a significant amount of content for the in-game. In order to make sure that the Fate of the Veil works well for late-game players,
Yep.
we've added many mechanics to make sure that you can scale the difficulty and rewards to match.
Getting some rooms to level 3 adds extra mods to the entire dungeon, and these stack with each other. So in endgame, when you can get some really big temples, you
Yep.
can generate a challenge that can even match the strongest of characters. We also start to introduce ways to store up energy for the temple, allowing you to save up many runs so you can do them later at your leisure, and not interrupt your mapping too often.
That's nice.
Now in each league, it's important that we have a new pinnacle boss to test your character's might.
Yeah, this bitch.
In the
okay.
Fate of the Veil, you will get to face Exile while she was at the peak of her power. One of the rewards you will gain by defeating the Architect is the ability to place the Royal Access Chamber. Once connected to your temple, you can visit it to finally reach the Queen of the Veil herself. This fight takes place at a critical moment in history, right as Exile communes with the beast's power
Holy
and takes her
shit,
true
hello.
corrupted form. Now, we are not going to show you the whole fight, but we will tempt you with one of the rewards. This is Exile's rule. This staff gives additional levels
+2
to
level
all of your
all
corrupted
corrupted-
gems
oh,
and
okay.
lets you trade life for extra damage. But in addition to that, while using the staff, mirrors of refraction will constantly appear on the battlefield. Any projectile you fire at these will split into a nova, and they can chain from one to the other. So,
Interesting.
That's the Fate
That's
of the Veil
very
League.
cool.
But we are also bringing the previous league, Rise of the Abyssal, into the core game.
Nice.
Along with a few
Abyssal
changes.
was cool.
Now, for those of you who haven't seen what happens when a league is over, it's important to understand that you will not be seeing abysses in every area anymore.
Yeah.
Rise of
they
the
are-
Abyssal is now one of the league mechanics that can show up randomly in
maps.
endgame.
Yeah.
If you want to specialize in running abysses, there is now a tablet that will allow you to add them to any map you run.
Okay.
You can also craft the tablet to add abyss-specific mods to enhance how they function. Now that Abyss is core, it also needs its own Atlas tree.
Nice. And that means the bot.
You
The
can gain
that-
your first points
the
by
guy's the
completing an
boss.
Abyss. But there are more available for doing depths and killing certain bosses. And there are a bunch of different options. You might just want more monsters and bosses. But you can also make finishing an Abyss have a chance to overrun a nearby map with the Abyssal.
Oh.
Make your Waystone modifiers also apply to Abyssal depths. You could specialize in the interaction with other leagues, or specialize in a specific Abyssal faction.
Okay.
One of the important elements that we have heard loud and clear is that needing to do Abyss crafting on Waystones is quite annoying. So, we have removed that.
Okay.
In fact, we have removed instilling from Waystones as well. This mechanic felt mandatory on maps because it
Yeah.
boosted the value of all other content.
Yeah.
But it was both annoying to do and resulted in a lot of visual clutter.
Yeah.
Instead, we are bringing back some of
I
that
never
power
did this
on
anyway.
tablets, which you don't need to craft nearly as often,
No.
since they last for 10 maps each.
This doesn't really do a thing. Do
Once you
anything
defeat
for me.
the Arbiter of Ash, you will be able to upgrade tablets to a rare with 4 mods using regular currency.
Ooh.
Even this isn't enough to fully bring back the power you could have gotten from
That's
instilling.
really good. But you
So
do
we
have to
have
be
also buffed the
arbiter
bonuses
for it,
that
though.
tablets give. Going forward, we're not going to be adding any more crafting directly to Waystones outside of the basic currency, because it
Okay.
adds too much micromanagement.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
on that note, Fate of the Veil does bring the ability to corrupt your tablets, hoping to get one of many different random outcomes. Now, with regard to Delirium Fog, even though you shouldn't have to have it on every map anymore, we still did want to make it less visually annoying.
Okay.
Delirium
yeah,
Fog
I
has been
hate
toned
Delirium
down
Fog.
significantly, so you won't feel like you're just playing in a sea of grey. Another big source of problems in the endgame is the feeling of getting overwhelmed with monsters. In 031, we reduced the number of monsters in early endgame in order to help with this,
Yeah.
but still scaled up the number of monsters to previous levels by the time you got to tier 15. Well, after letting this simmer for a while, we are still getting this kind of feedback. So we are no longer going to scale up the number of monsters you go as you get deeper into the endgame. Instead, we are scaling up the difficulty and rewards by the same amount. So to be clear, instead of increasing the number of monsters by 40%,
Monsters will just give more.
they will instead drop 40% more items, grant 40% more experience, and have 40% more life. In addition to all the normal scaling
Okay.
they get due to being higher level. This
I
only
will have
applies
to
to
see how
regular
that
monsters,
works.
not bosses. We
I
have
don't
also reduced the
hate
speed
that
modifiers that
idea.
monsters can get sometimes, which also helps a lot with this.
Uh-huh.
Now,
Well,
we did have a
I'll have
large
to
amount
play
of
and see
content
how
for
that
in-game
feels,
planned
but I
for
don't
040,
hate that.
but unfortunately we just didn't get time to finish it.
Ah,
The scope
okay.
was a bit too large, and so we'll need to wait until 050 for that.
All
but
right.
rest
Well, we
assured,
did get the Druids, so...
There will be a ton of upgrades for the existing leagues, as well as new pinnacle bosses, and a significant overhaul to the Atlas passive tree coming soon.
Okay.
Now, another problem that becomes a much bigger issue in the endgame is game performance. And we have done a lot of work here. The primary issue is CPU load. And to address that, a lot of things have been optimized. And we have done a lot of work to take advantage of
I
more
like
of your
this.
CPU cores.
Yeah, I like this. This is always
You
nice
should
to
see frame rates of at least 25% higher.
This is...
And a
This is...
lot
I
less
mean, I
bad
didn't
frame
really...
spikes during gameplay.
I didn't really get
It does
FPS
make
issues.
quite a big difference, especially
So,
on consoles.
This is very, very
A
nice
lot more work
to see.
in this area is ongoing, and you will
Yeah.
continue to see performance improvements over the next few months.
Yeah, this didn't affect me
course,
very much, but this is still
Another
very
important
nice
area
to see.
is game balance, and we have made a lot
Sure.
of changes.
If you
Now,
say so.
Most of these we will save for the patch notes, but I'll do a quick summary of some of the numbers.
Are things going up or down?
As well as adding 11 new unique items, we have rebalanced dozens of others that are not currently used very often.
Making them better?
We've also done a pass over lineage supports. 21 of them have been rebalanced, as well as adding 9 more. Alongside the 2 new Druid ascendancies, we have made balance changes to almost all the others,
Okay.
with some of them getting a grander rebalance, such as the Smith of Katava. Alongside the 20 plus new Druid skills, we've also rebalanced 90 other active skills across all the different classes.
Okay.
And to top it all off, there are also over 250 new passive skills added
More
to the passive
passives!
tree. These changes should go a long way to increase the viability of many more skills,
That tree.
uniques, and overall build
By the time
variety
we
that
get to
can tackle our most
1.0,
challenging
that
content.
tree's gonna be...
Next up,
You're gonna
we're
get
going to be
you're gonna
talking
get
about our
like this
new
far out
supporter
at the
packs.
start, and it's gonna be all
Today,
127
we're
points.
launching 2 new series
You're
of
gonna have to like
supporter packs.
zoom out to
The
infinity.
Precursor and Kalgurin packs. Each tier
Oh,
contains
are
the
these
pack's full face
okay?
value.
Okay. All right. What do I think? What do I think of most of this? So the CPU stuff, this stuff. I mean, we didn't have FPS issues, so meh. But it is nice to see because it means everyone can play it. The monster changes. So I think that a lot of the late game blasters who just want to, like, if you can make a build that's good enough to put all of the things on. I mean, I know they've taken like Delirium and all that stuff away, so some people are going to be a bit sad about that. But if you're good enough that the real PoE player, I'm not a proper PoE player. I'm just I casually play it because I really like the game. If you're a proper PoE fucking blaster, like is it Zizarin and a couple of the other guys? I'm sorry, I don't know my PoE. I watch some of the content creators when some stuff comes out, but I don't like sit there and properly like absorb their content that much. I play this game because it's great fun. I don't, try and farm up shitloads of currency or clear all of the pinnacle bosses in the first like week and a half or something crazy like that. Like, I'm not one of the like 50-hour degree in PoE absolute blasters. I'm just not. So I don't think people like me are going to feel the difference. Really. Like, maybe I do. Maybe you do. Maybe the maps feel a little bit bare without the increased number of creatures, but all of the creatures just way tougher to punch through. But I think the people that like just cleared maps without even like turning their brain on, they were just walking around and just everything was dying because they had a build that's absolutely cracked out of their mind. I think they're going to be like, man, where's all my mobs gone? But I mean, they're still going to do that to the screen. Like the 40% more life isn't going to make a blind bit of difference to those guys. They're just going to and everything's dead. It's just going to happen. That's just some of the people at the top end of this game are absolutely fucking incredible. Kriparian also makes just usually like a real fucking blaster build. Like I said, I know Zizarin. There's another guy I watch, and I know there's some guys that do it as like a group of friends who just like a group of like 4 of them. I think I remember watching one of their videos where they all run around with like shield charge and just murdering the whole screen. But anyway, there's some crazy ass people. And they're going to be like, oh, there's less dudes around. How annoying! But I don't think like there's 40%. They're not going to. It's going to make no difference. Like I don't think it. I think they're going to be more annoyed that there's less stuff for them to kill because the maps are going to feel bare. But maybe the increase to loot makes that okay. I'm not sure. But I don't know, because I mean, our problem with a lot of my builds is the clear, right? Like, I can do some okay, like, small area damage or single target, but I can't, like, screen clear. So maybe this helps people like me who are like, I know how to put points into the numbers that say this will make my damage go up, but I'm not good enough to actually, like, exponentially go mad with the build. I don't know. I think I'm not good enough to be someone who comments on something like that, unfortunately. But I don't hate it. This shit's cool. Having 4 things on a tablet. If you get to this point, can you alchemy a tablet if you beat what's his name? Because if you can alch tablets to this point, that is another good use for alchs, right? Just alch a tablet. Maybe I would if I do make a build that's strong enough to beat Arbiter and you can alchemy tablets, I would just vomit all my alchemy onto all my alchemy orbs onto tablets and just turn them all into this, I think. But I don't know. Abyss coming back as an action. I thought the Abyss League was great. I really enjoyed Abyss. I thought it was very cool. So I am glad to see that back. So what do I think of the new league? There doesn't, like I said, there doesn't appear to be a time limit. It's just like make your own adventure, which I think a lot of people are going to really love, right? I think this is probably going to be one of those banger leagues that people, again, as long as the rewards are worth it and as long as it's not like a pain in the ass. But they seem to have done a lot of work to make sure that they're good, right? Like you can take you don't need to have the items on you. You can take the crafts and do them later. You don't need to memorize what needs to go where. It shows you. The later you get in the game, the bigger they get, so the more difficult you get. Like it looks like they've put a lot of work into making this league just really good. Were these things always the same size? I guess so. We'll have to see what the pinnacle boss looks like as well. I never did. I think you can do. I don't know if it's actually a Zeri, but I think you could do a queen at the end of the PoE 1 same thing, right? I never did her, so like I said, I'm not good. I'm not smart enough for PoE 1. I didn't start playing PoE 1 until Lake of Kalandra, and I'm too stupid to actually understand. And I know I could just copy someone else's build, but I hate doing that. I hate copying deck builds in Magic. I hate copying builds in any other game. Apart from maybe World of Warcraft, I'll follow talent trees, but that's only because I know that everyone's going to flame you in Mythics and Raids if you're not exactly following the fucking build. So that's the only thing I do. Again, the rewards for this, there's so many different rooms and so many different rewards. Like, there has to be something in there that you really want to chase, right? I think because of the sheer number of different rewards, like the double corrupting items, although you do get there's sometimes a chance to destroy them, the corrupting gems or augmenting your body with the different body parts and all that stuff. Like, there's so many things you can do in this temple that it has to be good, right? And I think it really, I think it has about, I think it will be a banger league because that you'll always, especially like if you can run it with friends, which I'm assuming you can. What there would be no reason you couldn't. You just like you get a really really good one, and you just run it with your mate. Like me and my friend are going to be comparing our temple runs and sat there in voice comms trying to set up the best fucking temple runs we can together so we can both run them and get some absolute banger fucking items and some upgrades and some, like double corrupts and things. Like, this has to be really fucking good. Now, what do I think of the Druid? So, this talisman actually, like, obviously when they showed you the grey talismans really early on, they didn't have anything on them. At least I don't think they did. But this talisman does actually have base damage on it, and fire damage, right? And attacks per second. So, if you're going for, like, one of the transform as your primary damage setups, you probably do take a bunch of physical damage stuff, like flat fizz damage to boost the damage because it'll carry over to all of your skills and convert and all that rubbish. But then if you're supposed to use your human form, I suppose maybe you do just, I don't know, because generally spellcasters want what? Spell levels and elemental damage, and weapon users want flat fizz and then attack speed usually, right? Because the flat fizz is converted into the elemental damage, and then attack speed just makes you hit more, which is always going to be more damage. So, like, do you need all 4 stats on the druid? Or do you just pick one? This is going to be my problem because I don't know if I'm going to be smart enough for that. So I might go, the weapon has some physical damage on it. Let's go all flat fizz in the tree. Maybe I do make 2 druids. Maybe I make 2 druids and go the same fucking build, and one goes all the like spell levels and elemental damage in the tree, and the other one goes all the physical damage and like attack speed in the tree, and see which one is actually better. That sounds really stupid. I should just spend gold and just roll. Just spend a bunch of gold, get rid of, like, try one, see what I think. If it's bad, get rid of all the points with using gold and just try the other way. Right? I don't know why I'd fucking level 2 characters that are fucking same. I'm actually stupid. I mean, I'm definitely making a druid, and I think I want to go the wolf form druid because that seems sick to me. I mean, I played Frost Archer last season. That was really cool. I think if I had to choose, it would be the Wyvern with the lightning breath because that looks kind of cool. And the fire devastate ability and all that. And the wolf. The bear looks cool, but I could just play warrior. It's very similar. Maybe not. Looks similar. And then for the second class, the one I do off stream, I don't know. Maybe I'll try Spellcaster and try those new spell totems. That could be cool. Go like Shock, or maybe go like Shock and then have them spam fucking Spark or something to just fill the room with lightning. Chill and make them spam Meteor. Fire, make them... What's the fire spell that the Ember Fuselage or whatever that spawns all the fire around you and then vomits it? I wonder if they could do that. I don't know. I'd have to have a look. I'm not usually much of a spellcaster player, so we'll have to have a look. I wonder, like, if you go Witch and you go like a minion build, I wonder if you could make them cast your offerings and you could just go full brain dead, I don't play, right? Because you can get power charges by sacrificing your guys. And then I think you can do it, right? You can get power charges by sacrificing something. And then make a totem. And the totem will cast the buff spike. And then you just put your shield up. Just sit there and let all your minions fucking batter everything. Something like that. I don't know. We'll have to do some thinking. I'll have to chat with my mate as well. See what he thinks he's going to start with. And then see what I think I'm going to start with. I don't know what... I think I'll probably go Shaman for the Druid. I don't know if I care for Oracle. It's kind of cool, but it strikes me as... what's the time one? I think it's Sorcerer, right? There's the Time Mage, which is just like a bunch of really cool supportive stuff, but it's not really incredible by itself. So the Oracle one kind of seems like that. Although I did like the Oracle ability to, like, if you stun or burn or freeze or whatever, you get 2 versions of the boss so you can attack them both. That's cool if you've got some form of cleave. But I mean, I don't know. I definitely want to do Druid. I definitely will be doing Wolf Druid on stream. We will have the Wolves, the pack. We'll probably build a bunch of flat fizz and maybe take some frost stuff, some ice, some cold stuff, maybe some minion stuff if we're going to have the pack as well. Maybe that hopefully they count as minions and that affects them. Definitely do that. And then my offline character, like I said, we'll see. Maybe I'll try doing the spell totem thing, but I'll have to have a chat with my friend and see what he thinks. If people watch this and want to give their 2 cents, let me know. I read all of my comments. So if you make a comment, even if it's just you're an idiot and you can't play PoE 2, and you have no idea why you're even chatting, I'll read it. I don't know if I'll necessarily respond to a comment like that. I'll probably just give you a thumbs up or something like, I know. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you're playing. Maybe you can give me someone can put a build in that either they are actually going to do and they want to do and is actually going to be good, so I don't play something completely worthless, or give me a complete ass build that's not going to go anywhere, like full strength fucking which and then laugh at me when I come back and say I got all the way to like level 8 and then hated it because it's awful. But anyway, thank you for coming in and watching this if you did. I know I didn't really say too much apart from that's cool and I like that, but I Path of Exile 2 is good. I really like this game. I have a lot of fun with it. I think I'd really enjoy Path of Exile 1 if I wasn't so bad at it. But again, I'm really not the kind to do, following build guides or anything. So I like to try and work stuff out by myself. Like the first time I watched a build guide was last season, and I watched as far as the guy saying, as you know, all physical people, all characters using weapons. I think he was talking about Open Harm Monk, but he was taking all the physical damage nodes and none, like less of the elemental damage nodes. Want to explain that's because it just gets converted into the elemental damage and does more. I changed how my Frost Archer was working and almost quadrupled her damage by just switching points around, and then thought I was a fucking moron. But it's fine, I know that now. So now I just need to work out what ones I need to do with the Druid. So, yeah. I hope you enjoy this extra special video that's coming out. It is the release date for this video, December 4th. We're planning on getting this released tomorrow, so hopefully you're seeing this December 5th. I don't know. But fingers crossed. And yeah, come by. I will be live on December 12th, starting as a druid and hopefully not getting my shit pushed. So I will either see people there or not. Maybe I'll see you in one of my other streams. But until then, thank you everybody for coming in and hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you all later.